I got no intentions or knew that I was going to do it, but I'm just doing some general maintenance on my ants. I've really neglected them over the past couple of days, well, weeks, should I say. So the ant room's a mess. I mean, I'll show you what I mean. It's just, I've got bits all over the place, and I just need to tidy it all up. So I thought to myself, well, I could just sit here and tidy it up, or I know I've not done a video for a while, so why don't I just do a bit of a live again? So yeah, here I am doing a bit of a live, just talking, watching what I'm doing, explain why I'm doing it, with the different bits and bobs and stuff like that. So yeah, if you want to ask questions, fire away. If you don't want to ask questions, don't. It's fine. It's fine. Just sit, watch me chat crap for a bit. Now, I'll tell you what I'm doing at the moment. Now, the first thing I've done is, you remember at the end of my, oops, it's a total mess. At the end of my last video about my meat ants, this was still connected. I got this outworld, the nest connected, this nest connected. I connected up this one, and there's the outworld over there, yeah. So I've already disconnected this because what I'm doing is I'm trying to take these guys out and put them in the outworld. Yeah, I'd love it. Yeah, right, PJ, it's good to see you, mate. It's nice to see you drop by. Let me just move so yeah, anyway, so I'm just emptying this out and the douchebag cat's in here. So I'm just going to move that. Yeah, not bad, Teresa Gamer. Hello from the Philippines. Yeah, cheers. Hi, mate. Gosh, I've just got training fort already. Yeah, so I'm emptying this out and I'm putting them all in the outworld because there is still some brood in those test tubes, but you can clearly see that they've never really took to the Saturn. Now, the Saturn is good for a lot of species, but I think just about everything that I've tried in it so far has not worked at all. Now, that doesn't mean the Saturns aren't good, because if you take Ants England, for example, she's absolutely smashing it with them. She's got the right species in there for them. I clearly haven't. In fact, the only thing that's actually doing any good in it is, oops, sorry, let me zoom in, is, it's really bad quality. I hate 720p, it's pants, is my Messar and RS. Now they're happy as Larry in there, to be fair. They're growing fairly well. You can just make out the broods, brood pop. In fact, he's got a ton of brood, if it will focus, and if I can hold it still. He's got a ton of brood in there. Probably most I've seen in a long while. So, but yeah, they're doing fine in it. But like I said, the meat ants were not a fan of it, so it's definitely getting taken out. But if we have a quick look, move this to the side because it's all disconnected now. People have been asking how my meat ants have been getting on in my. Oh, I just got. Oi, what does she want? Somebody just messaged me. Anyway, so let's take a look. Boom. So, oh, sugar. Sorry, just dropped it. It's dry, I need to hydrate it. But as you can see here, I've got this heat cable wrapped up twice because it won't get to 30 degrees around that. So what I did was wrapped it up twice. I think you remember from the last video. So what on earth is going on with this? I can't see what people's comments are. Get out of the way. Stupid computer. There we go. Oops. Oops. Go away. Go away. Exit. Stupid computers. Yeah, I know, PJ, a lot of people say the Saturns are good, but I just haven't really got on with them very well. So anyway, as you can see here, they've got the nice brood there, they've got the younger brood, the larvae there, but what I'm finding at the moment, probably because the hydration isn't good enough, is in the gypsum hydration of the old nests, they've got all the smaller brood, the younger broods all in there. And it's the same here as well. So if we look, you'll see that they've got a couple of biggies, more naked pupae there and stuff like that. Look at that little batch of fresh eggs. Can I zoom in without pixelating too much? Probably not. So the queen's in there. Oh, there's the queen. Yeah, so they're not using this area much. They much prefer to store their brood in here, probably due to the heat. But they are much preferring to keep the younger brood, the eggs, the small larvae, in these gypsum things. So what does that mean for this? Well, it ain't working. Yes, they're fine with the bigger broods. Yeah, they're happy with the bigger brood and stuff like that. But clearly it's not working properly, or they don't like it overly because they're not storing all of their brood and stuff in there. So probably going to go back to the drawing board. I know what I'm probably going to have to do, which is... where is the lid for that nest? It's behind me. So if we just stick that back on. There we go, so I can rest this down on it. So if we get that light out of the way. I'll just... Can we see Carabera later? You will see my Carabera in a bit, matey. My plan was today was just to do some tidying up. In fact, I won't show my Carabera, I lie. Let me just adjust this so you're not got the glare of the light in there. So my plan was today was to clean up my ants, and then I was going to do a video on my Carabera because I've got some MS nests. My Phodilinodas, they are severely neglected. I've not really cleaned them out for a while, so they're quite a big dirty. But yeah, so like I said, what was I saying? Carabera, yeah. So I was going to tidy up the ant room. I thought, might as well put it on live. I've not done a video for like 3 weeks. If I do this live here, you guys can see me do what I'm doing. I'm just cleaning up and stuff like that. And then I can do my video later this afternoon, ready for tomorrow's release. I'll do the video on my Carabera. So even though I know you want to see the Carabera, I am going to not bother showing them today for that reason, because they've progressed a lot. I mean, I don't even know when my last video of them was, without checking YouTube to see when I posted the last video of them is. It was a while ago. So, not a while ago, it was about a month ago, but you'll see how much they've gone from the MS 2.5, 3.5, and I'll put the MS 5.5 on, and you'll see how much they've filled that up as it is already. Mesa Barber's got the first majors, super majors, that's cool. I do love the super majors. They're another really easy species to keep that are polymorphic, as well as obviously your Mesa Barbarus. All of my ants are really dirty, and I'm not going to make any excuses. I've just been doing the bare minimum with them, which is feeding them, and I've not cleaned them out. So if you do see any nests and they are a bit of a shit tip, sorry. It's everything I'm going through at the moment. I'm not really concentrating on ants when I should be. So just bear that in mind. Don't hold it against me. So yeah, what I'm going to do is just going to try and position this camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. What on earth is going on this computer? Cancel. There you go, because I like to see what comments I've got going up, so I put it on my computer. Yeah, so I'm going to carry on doing what I'm doing. You guys are going to think, why are you doing that? It's a long way of doing it, but it's the less stressful way for my ants, the way I'm doing it. So if you get bored, then by all means ask a question or just shoot off. It's cool, it's either way. I'm quite happy. I'm yet again, hey Antimatters, I am going to apologise for my lack of engagement in the community recently, but everyone knows what's going on with me, so my head's a bit of a shed, a bit all over the place. Selling a house, moving, trying to find somewhere else when the housing market's taken a massive poo. It's just a lot to deal with, so you can all imagine, I'm sure. So yeah, I'm going to, Barbarus doesn't have super majors, they only have majors, medias and minors. I beg to differ, mate. I'll show you some, well, maybe the definition, but you definitely got some different scales of majors there. Yeah, I'd say definitely different scale of majors, to be fair. Ooh, sorry, just looking at my ants. So anyway, got any questions, by all means pop them up. If you want to see anything you particularly, apart from my apart from my Caraberas, because they are for tomorrow's video. Oh, I'll tell you what I will show you guys. What I will show you is, like I said, there's mess everywhere. This is, I did the cleaning for all my bits and bobs, and I just left it on the side because I'm terrible. Terrible person. So, leaf cutters. Oops. Check these out. Oh, look at that fungus. I mean, you guys, I'm not sure if you've seen the video I did in last. I mean, the fungus was barely tiny. I thought it was so small the queen couldn't hide in it. And now look at it. Not only is it just like big there, it's practically almost completely filling the this tub now, this pod. And bear in mind, this is quite, I've got big chunky hands. This is quite a big pod. And they've absolutely filled it. And this growth has been like, well, you've seen the last video of them and how it was to how it is. They're absolutely smashing it. And they're doing really, really well. I might need to do a video on them again. See, because I probably could get some really decent macro shots where in the last video I couldn't because of the condensation. But now there's no condensation, so... No, they are acros. Acromyrmex oxyspinosus is what they are. Oh, that bloody light again. Yeah. We was on Wakushi's, because I'm not sure if you guys are aware, on Makushi's Discord. He every Friday night, well, most Friday nights, when he's doing his ant cleaning, he gets a little Discord chat group. It's open to everybody. His group's open on Discord, so you can join it and you can join the chat, and then people just talk about ants and stuff like that. And I've completely lost the point. That was it. And we'll talk about leaf cutters. No, I'm not getting at us for the reasons I'm about to discuss. So we'll talk about leaf cutters and stuff like that, and what we could, what you'd get. And I think it was pretty much, definitely Wakushi and I both agreed that acros are way better to go than atters. They're manageable, they're a lot more chilled out, and they're still just as cool. They've got the polymorphic workers as well, so you've got your tinies and you've got your big soldiers as well. Obviously not as big as Atta. And they're relatively fast growing. I mean, my Conley's probably about shy of a year old, and I've got a couple of thousand workers. I've got more than enough to see plenty of leaf cutting activities and stuff like that. I know that a lot of people like fast growing species and stuff, which is great, but atters can get up to a couple of million in strength, and because they're not small ants, need a lot of area to roam in and stuff like that, and their food requirements is quite high as well. I'm getting confused now. Acros don't grow as big. They grow to a couple of thousand, I think it is. Could be more, I don't know. I've not really looked before having this conversation. And and they're manageable, and the food's manageable. And I tell you what, they're trying to. I mean, if you've all seen Ant Hollifer's his acros, not acros, his acros dies actually. The queen died, which is unfortunate. But his atters, they're absolutely huge. Now, trying to feed them in winter, especially around UK, which is very urbanised, unless you go around pilfering people's privet hedges, trying to get food's not great for them. So, I mean, I'm sure my neighbours will be happy I'll keep a privet head nice and short, but still. So, yeah, I mean, if you're going to get leaf cutters, my recommendation is get acros, definitely. I'm not sure who's got them in stock at the moment, because I've not really been looking for them. Trying to compare the acros and atters, but if you get the... you can't beat them. Yeah. I mean, I'm a victim of this as well, to be fair, mate. I am a victim of liking fast-growing species, but one thing that, I mean, I've got loads of fast-growing species. I've got my bloody Carabera, which is doing well. I've got my meat ants, which are probably about 1,000 plus strong now, so they're doing really well. And I've obviously had my the fire ants. Now we all know what happened with fire ants. If you're part of this channel regularly, it wasn't great. It wasn't a great experience once they got big. I reckon it was a 50 to 70,000 strong Conley. To be fair, and I don't think anybody that's actually sees it and stuff like that will actually disagree with me on that one. It was a big ass Conley. But anyway, I'm digressing again. Ants England, I am digressing. So yeah, but what that did, it kind of left a bitter taste in my mouth for fast-growing species, but more only of that, a really bitter taste in my mouth for small species. So I'm kind of like now, if I'm looking at ants, I'm looking at bigger species. Oh, guess what I've got coming as well next week? They should arrive this next week, I think, but I'm not going to tell you. I've already mentioned it before. You probably guess what it is, but I'm not telling you now. I'll do that in a video. Excited, scared. Should be fun. Anyway, so I'm completely sidetracking to what I actually intended this live stream to be, which was just me chatting rubbish and asking questions and stuff like that, because I actually want to crack on with cleaning out my ants. So I wonder if I can switch this over so I can get a decent of what I'm doing. So this is the problem with the main desk that I work on, but because I've got three S5 nests outwells, I've got nests. This is taking up too much space. I've got my leaf cutters there as well. I've just got no space to work in. None at all. You're not going to see anything. If I do that, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. We got this, Hood. We got this. I make no excuses for the messiness of the room, like I said. So if I put that there, can you see what I'm doing? Yeah, you can see what I'm doing. This is cool. Oh my God, go away. Yeah, so I'll carry on just talking rubbish. Now what I'm doing here is you'll see that I'm literally just getting cotton bud and tapping them. Oops, got escaping. How did you get out? Cotton bud, and I'm just tapping them out like so. Now the reason I'm doing it this way is because it's relatively stress free. And if it's stress free, they're not going to kick up a stink. Like if I got my Hoover out, I'll obviously get all that rubbish here into the outworlds here, which is what I don't want to do, because the outworld's fairly clean up and keep it on top of it. Now there is a lot of cockroachy bits in there as well, as you can probably see, but there is also a lot of cork. Now the cork's in there because the only problem with Ant Holifers was feeding them a whole bushes. Yeah, I don't know how he's going to sustain that over winter, to be fair, but I'm sure he's got a plan because he is a very good ant keeper. Back to what I was saying though, is cork, and it's cork from the nests that I've got. Now, like I said before, I really need to talk to Akushi about getting a new nest for these, because I don't think the Ant Canada one served the purpose and the arts that it was big enough for what I needed, but unfortunately, because I've not moved their brood, their smaller brood in there, the queen's not moved in, I don't think the conditions are overly brilliant for them. So like I was saying, I was using this so they wouldn't get stressed out, because in these test tubes I have still got plenty of brood in there. So I want the brood to stay in there so I can tap it out into the outworld. Where's that little gadgimopho I got with these so I could pick out the... Alright, I've lost it. I had a test tubey thing where I could like literally hook out the test tubes, but I can't find it. This is a really appalling picture. I do apologise. Maybe if I move it back it'll get a bit better focus. Oops. I just think that the quality of 720p is rubbish. If anyone knows how you can stream a bloody 1080 on YouTube, please let me know. Come here, there we go. Let's start trying to get... Where is that tool? I'm not very organised in here. I'm not very organised at all. And I can't think what I've done with that tool. I'm not talking about PJ Ants either. Only joking, mate, you know I love you. I'm talking... It came with my Saturn, the first one I got, and it's like, there it is. This is what I'm talking. Hey, Anson the Rock. This is what I'm talking about here. So what you can do with this, which makes it really easy, is just clip it on, pull it out. It makes life easier. Now this is what I mean. I'm not sure how good this is going to be on this, but you see there's still some brood in there. There's not a lot of brood in there, but if I can empty out this Saturn, I can use it for something else going forward if I choose to, or just use it as an outworld, which at the moment, the way that it is for me as it is probably going to be the most likely outcome. Because like I said, people rave on about these, but I've had no luck with this. I've had very little successes with the Saturn. Maybe it's just me. God, these things bite. I'll get off. These things go crazy. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't overly planning to do this today. It's just the way it turned out today. Like I say, it wasn't my plan to do a live. I just wish that it was better quality filming. Oops. At least the eggs are coming out fairly easy. This is what I mean. They bite. They're really aggressive ants, which is kind of cool, but they bite a lot. Didn't they? And lost one. There was one cutting around this one. But this is going easier than expected. A lot easier than expected. No, thank you. Well, I won't complain. Have nice sandwich and avocado and have some nice to watch. Yeah, thanks, mate. Should have heard me screaming every time I got bit when I stole a brood from my old Connolly. Yeah, they bite. You're right, Naturu. They're really. They don't break the skin, but it's a real pinch. Maybe if I move it back, would that give a better quality? Because the quality of this video is absolutely shit. Oh my god, that's even worse. I'm gonna have to start forking out for like a live stream thing, because this quality is pants. I mean, it's all right for you guys that might be sitting there asking questions and, you know, just quite happy to sit there and watch. But then if you think that when it comes to like later viewers, do you know, like when you put the live up to go on with all your other videos and stuff like that, then people, if the quality's pants, people aren't going to watch it. Well, I wouldn't. Oh, and when they get between your fingers, just there and bite, that hurts. Yeah, I'm Staturo. Sorry to hear last night that that you lost your queen. I'm really gutted for you, mate. Mine seems to be doing okay. I don't know how big my Connolly is. Because you know how rubbish I am at. Oh, you've got some as well. Ants in a rock. Oh, you got meat ants, or are you talking about the leaf cutters? Fidolis are pains to found, to be fair. I find that you need to settle them very quickly. Who's asked that question? I can't even pronounce your name, mate. But yeah, Acro's buddy. Yeah, Acro's a great answer rock. Yeah, I found with Fidolis, if you can't settle them down relatively quickly and you can't get them to start producing eggs relatively quickly, because the workers are fairly short-lived, the Connolly will die. I found, and just leave your queen, who will eventually die anyway. I found that with quite a lot with mine as well. Oops. All right, ladies, get in. From Hans Davey, an Ant Boy setup. Oh, I was looking at getting the Ant Boy setup because I wanted to see how it compared to the Wakushi setup, but unfortunately I didn't have the money, and I was seriously considering getting an Atta Connolly as well. Now I've obviously gone away from looking to get an Atta Connolly because that's just crazy. Just crazy. I can't deal with the growth of them, and I guess you could control them with food and stuff. To make sure that they don't go too bonkers, but they've took that brood away already. They're not slow workers, these girls. I think these might be the last of the workers. I'm not going to clean this out in front of you guys because there's no point. I'm just going to get the workers out. Then I move on to what I need to do next. Get in there. Come on. Now, the next thing is, have I got any brood in those tubes, pillars, test tube holders? Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, yeah. Just get on the bloody cotton wool. Well, she's being plain hard to get. There we go. I think... No, I've got one more in there at least. Come out, wherever you are. Down! Right, I've got one more in there. I'll put her to the side so when I see her out and about, I can grab her. Right. So, let's turn this around. Turn around. So, what you were saying, you can get, this talk about your Fidolis, you can't get workers from them at all because they lay eggs, but that's about it. are you feeding them plenty of protein? They are very protein hungry. They do need a lot of protein, so I would recommend with Fidolis that you leave them be, but give them. You need to like either have a separate outwell to your test tube, because if you're just disturbing the test tube every time you try and feed them, then you're just not going to settle them. So realistically speaking, you need to put them on a surface. It's got no vibrations, no issues. So the queen can settle down. They'll feed. If she's got workers, then they'll feed. The rest of them and hope that the queen starts reproducing eggs relatively quickly again, because like I said, I find that if you don't, she doesn't settle down, she won't produce the eggs, and then you've got a world of what is going on with this computer. Then you've got a world of pain going on. Just sign out. You've got a world of pain going on with it. They are quite difficult. I've only found one colony of them, to be fair. Caught yours. How are your videos doing these days? I'm not going to many ant keepers. I'm not going to many ant keeper videos anymore because they get a few views on them. Yeah, it's the time of year. My viewings have dropped, but it also doesn't help because my life's so unsettled at the moment. I've not been consistent with my videos. I have, strangely enough, managed to be keeping it around 350, 340 hours viewing a month, which I don't know why, because I've not produced a video for the past 3 months. I expect that to crash right back down again. But yeah, so it slows down this time of year anyway. I am still going to produce videos, obviously, because I find that being a YouTuber complements my hobby when it comes to my ant keeping. So they kind of go hand in hand now. I was keeping ants for a couple of years before I did started my YouTube video, and I only really got into exotics not long after I started my YouTube channel. So at the time of doing my YouTubing, you've pretty much seen my progression through keeping exotic ants from there. Because I think when I started my channel, I think the only exotic ants I had was my Nicobarensis. But now I've obviously got an ant room full of them. And I wouldn't not do exotic ants because I love them. I think they're way better than native species because they don't hibernate, because I really suck at hibernation. But anyway, so yeah, so you can pretty much see a progression of like how I've got on with keeping exotic ants problem from my first video onwards, and obviously my changing style of videos was very fucking, sorry I swore. I was very monotone in my first videos and very like matter of fact. I think I was talking like I was holding my nose as well. So so they weren't the greatest videos. But obviously now I'm very much more relaxed about it. I'm happy in front of the camera. I'm happy talking to you guys, and keeping with videos is hand in hand. Anyway, so I was going on. There are more mature colonies that fly very often, and actually they're active right now. So yeah, that's pretty lucky. Anyway, so what do I need to do now? So, done that. That's disconnected. I can't disconnect that at all, or that. Now, what ideally I want to clear this space out, but I just don't have the space. These outwells are all butted up next to each other, which is a bit of a pain. Now, you'll notice that I've got no leaf cutters in here as well, so it means I've got quite an easy break in cleaning these guys out. So I'll just crack on with that. And let me put my little stand up in here. So you can see, probably better off seeing it that way. No. Gosh, I tell you what, I'm terrible with these cameras. This is what happens when you don't plan stuff. You're just like, I tell you what, while I'm cleaning, I'll do a live stream and talk rubbish for a bit. Ah, crap. Wow, this isn't working. This is the problem, you've got no space anywhere anymore because everything's taken up with ants. Like I said, when I move house, I am definitely looking at getting a... Oh, more questions. You are lucky not being in the US, so you can get more types of ants. We have way too many stupid laws that can... I kind of get it, to be fair. The thing is with the States, it's a big old continent, isn't it? So you've got loads of different environments, where the UK is pretty much, you got slightly milder down south than it is up north, but the likelihood of exotic species surviving winter is pretty slim. So that we don't need to worry about, like we do worry about it, because obviously if you get if an exotic species escapes from your house, for example, then you're looking at a fine from DEFRA, quite a big one too. But generally speaking, if they did escape, it's not the end of the world stuff. Say if you was in America, where you've got vulnerable ecosystems, or you've got like Australia, for example, then they've got to be a bit more protective, because invasive species will survive. So yeah, so I get it. I do get it. And let's be honest, not everyone's responsible ant keepers like us guys here. Some people will release them into the wild, even maybe thinking they'll be doing them a favour, like, but no. No, you're not. Yeah. Do your meat ants also always take their protein into the nest? Yeah, always. If they can get it into the tubes, they will get it into the tubes. But not only that, I've noticed that they take a lot of the hard shells as well. Bearing in mind, I'm not sure if you can see my meat ants. You see that trash pile there? That little bit of exoskeleton. That little bit of exoskeleton is all that's left of a cockroach. So I think they've been processing the... I mean, they've got the strong jaws for it, but I think they've been processing the exoskeletons of the roaches as well and feeding that to the young. I don't know why. It's not as if they're not fed well enough. Yes, I heard that about EU laws, mammal, but that is not in the UK. Yeah, a few do wreck it for the many. You are right. I'll give you that one. Yeah, they take the exoskeletons and stuff into the nest as well. So yeah, I get it. I mean, there's plenty of competition there for them, isn't there? I'm not going to clean them out. That is my carer bearer. As you can see there, there's not many in the outworld. There's some in that little junction one, but there's none in that one really. But you should see them when they're actually what's the word? When there's food in there, they just go crazy. I'll try and get it on video later today, because I'm not going to feed them today till later anyway. They are in need of sugars and they are in need of protein as well. But I'll feed them later and I'll show you what I mean on the video, because the trail, I mean, it might be worth putting a time lapse so you can kind of see how quickly they do it. Time lapse is probably a bad example of how quickly they do it, but you'll see how quickly then get numbers to it once they find it. And I love the trails they form. They do feel Carabera do film these distinctive trails, but like I said, I'm not talking about them. Stop making me talk about Caraberas. This is you guys making me do it, because I know you all love them and stuff. So I'm blaming all you. Right. I'm not gonna hoover these out while you guys are watching, because you don't particularly just want to listen to a hoover. But I've also got some news about my why am I brain farting today when it comes to ant species names? Polyrhacus dives. Got some news. Not necessarily good news, but it's news. That's the main thing. Anyway, switching over. These are my... I'm not feeding any ants at the moment, I'm just cleaning them out. These are my Camponotus nicobarensis. This fuzziness here is, I think it's like the acid that they kind of spray. It kind of mucks up the wall, as it were. Let me put that back on there. So, oops, that's for that one there. That's for that one over there. Just put my roots back on my outward so I don't lose them. I'm horrible with names here. No, I don't keep them, matey. I don't keep them, unfortunately. I don't even know what they are, to be a Colobobus. No, I don't keep them, mate. Right, yeah. So these are my nicobarensis. These are like literally my OG ants from my channel. This is, I think, my first video, apart from just a general ant cave tour. My first video was on these girls. My first proper video, which, believe it or not, is nearly at 7,000 views. So I just having a quick drink there. Now, I know it's about 2 years old, so, but for me, my videos generally don't get over 500-600 views. I know it's because I'm probably annoying and I'm probably chatting a lot of rubbish and stuff, but hey. Yeah. Now, because they drink the honey water out of these so quickly, I'm not sure if you can see because the quality's pants. There's no crap in there. There's no rubbish, so saves me doing it again. I'll just reuse them, fill them back up and stick them in. Now you can see in the background I've got a really big test tube for water. They do go for that, lasts them about a week or two, give or take. Now all I need to do when it comes to long-term storage, because you know, for example, now that I'm obviously moving out, not living with my wife going forward, obviously because we're splitting up, I'm going to need to find solutions because I go away fairly regularly with my other jobs and stuff. I need to find a solution to feeding them proteins and stuff. And well, not so much proteins, because if there's no proteins, the brood won't develop. But it's more of the carbohydrates and stuff that they need. So I need to find a solution going forward how I'm going to be able to leave species like this, which are quite high demand for sugars, for so long without them starving to death or dehydrating to death. Now these large test tubes are ideal for obviously water. I'm a bit reluctant to put honey water or something that big of honey water in there, because the likelihood is it will just go funky and it will just poison my ants, which isn't ideal. I don't know if they're done with these yet. They didn't even eat that one. What a waste. I tell you, I would like it. Wood lice, we have fun. I'll just put that in my terrarium so the wood lice can have a go at it. Is that empty? Well, they eat this one. Not sure if you can see. Nope, out the camera. Not sure if you can see there. Yeah, you can just see there, probably pixelated to hell, that they have been eating this one though. Honey, the only thing with honey is they could potentially stick to it and die. And then they'll also, because it's a sticky substance like that, the likelihood is that they will probably stick crap to it as well. So what might work is the jelly pots, because with my Carabao I noticed that when they excavated the jelly pots, they stored it in the outworld, and I purposely left them, because it's a pain to clean out that stuff. I purposely left it to see if they'd actually continue eating it, hence why I've had not had any honey, any carbohydrates in there and stuff with the jelly pots, anything like that, because I've been waiting to see if they eat that stuff that they've stored in the outworld. And the answer to that question is yes. So that's a good solution, but I'm going to need a lot of jelly pots. Excuse me, a lot of jelly pots in there to keep them ticking over for 2 weeks, especially if you've got a fairly large colony like this. Now, obviously, I've had a bit of a die off with my Nikos because I've had so many drones again, which is the ebb and flow of Nikos, unfortunately, how I found with it anyway, with them. So going on swiftly on to my terrarium. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have seen it or whatever, but if you notice, see if I can do it, in there, that hole there, you remember my last video of my pollies, they'd set up, I was really pleased to notice they'd set up a nest in there, and they'd been weaving in there and stuff like that. Well, that's been abandoned, it's been destroyed. Yet again, I was like, oh no, are they dead? What is going on with my pollies? But I did the same trick. That was unintentionally the first time, but I did the same trick again this time, where I starved them for honey water for a little while to see if it would force them to come out, and it did. And then I have to watch them to see where they're coming from again, and they are back in their original nest. They can't really see it from here. Let's have a look. Back in their original nest area, which was in here. Now let me get a pokey. Now, there's not much activity at the moment, and it's shaky because I'm holding the camera in place. Now, you see that area here, there's actually an entrance in there into this. Now, I'm not sure how big it is, but I've seen them going in and out of there, so clearly they've set up nest in here again. Now, if you remember rightly from my Solenopsis going crazy one, they were swarmed this and they attacked everything that was in there. But luckily, they survived and they were weaving, so oh, look, there's one of my pollies there now, by the feeder, which needs taken out. Look, there she is. By the feeder that needs taken out. I think it looks a bit dry in there as well. Probably need to add some water. But everything's doing okay in there. Cool. Yeah, great. So let me clear a surface on here so I can get some of the smaller ones out. Do you want to see my Camponotus Sais? Because they're cool. They are very cool. And they're doing really well as well. I've obviously had the Solenopsis attack. They took a hammer in, and to tell the truth, that's a bit of an understatement. It was all my workers were dead, or had already been processed and removed. The Queen was protecting the tunnel into the. The Queen was protecting the tunnel into the. Oh shit! I'll show you the Camponotus paresis shortly, matey. Yeah, the Queen was protecting the. Oh, here we go. There we go. Yeah, so the Queen was protecting the narrow part around here. The worker was at the back here, protecting the brood, what was left of it. And look at her now. Oh, she's doing good. I did do a macro shot of these the other day to check them out, see how they're getting on. And that, if you look there, the more yellowy stuff, that's actually fresh eggs. She's got a nice pile of larvae down here as well, so she's doing all right. To be fair, she's doing all right. Now these are funny. I've been looking at information on them because I've been told that they hibernate. I've looked elsewhere and it says you don't need to hibernate them. Some says you hibernate them at 7 degrees C. Some say you only hibernate them at 15 degrees C. Some people say you don't need to hibernate them at all. So it's really conflicting, really conflicting. Now, just because she's still laying eggs and stuff like that, what I'm thinking of doing, because I think she hibernates at the end of November, is I'm going to keep her at like 15 degrees, and yeah, leave her at that, because it's cold enough to probably stop her egg production, which means that she will have that rest period from a hibernation, but it's not cold enough to at 7 degrees where if all the information's wrong and they die, then because they're cold. So think of keeping it 15, keep it safe, so it should be fine. Naturu writes, easy way to see if they dispause is by contacting the seller and see if they know the capture location. This is true. I got these from, the quality is absolutely shocking, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to start paying for this to get it better, get it better, because this is shocking. Even then you can't even get them in focus when I move it back. Yeah, so back to what I was saying. Yeah, I will do. I'll contact them and see what I need to, how they keep them, how they hibernate and where it was captured if he knows. But I think even though that, I'm still going to play it safe. Like, this outworld's messy. I told you I'd been neglecting them all, and I've been a terrible ant keeper. I've been feeding them, obviously, just not cleaning them out. And now they're all going to go crazy because I've, as you can see, they've got a couple of larvae, pupae, sorry, in the corner there. So they're probably going to go a bit crazy. Where's my pepperlet? You're probably asking what I'm doing here, and you will see very shortly. that is what I'm doing. Just a quick way to clear all of their rubbish up. I'm not going to feed them yet because I'm going to do that. Oh, look at that water. I need to change these test tubes. That's going to have to be done. If I do hibernate and we'll dispose them, I'm going to have to do that first. Here's another one that I found conflicting information on as well. This is my Campanota sansabinus. She has got a ton of broods. There looks like quite a fair bit of larvae. The quality's not good for me, so it's probably going to be rubbish for you on the live stream. She's got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. She's got about 15 workers there. Plenty of broods. Absolutely gorgeous. Kind of like a really sandy, ghosty colour. Oh. Cancel. Oh, today is not my day. What the hell's that? So I've just really upset my ants, which is not great. What happening, y'all? Looking at ants. I see. So back to these sansabinus, really doing well. Quality's really crap. I really do apologise. I will start paying money to get a decent quality so I can stream a bit better than this crap. Doing really well actually, considering that I was worried about it for a while. Can't really find much information on hibernating. I think I decided on this one I wasn't going to hibernate her. Yet again, water's turning a bit gunky, so she needs to look at moving test tubes very, very soon. Oh, I need to clean them out, don't I? Sugar. Yet again, she is needed cleaning out as well. I do promise that I will be editing a video tonight, guys, and I will get a proper video out. And I kind of guess people look at these live streams and think they're a bit lazy because it doesn't take a lot of effort, which it doesn't, to do them, because I can just stick it on like I'm now, talk rubbish while you guys sit and watch, which is cool. But like I said, it's everything going on in my personal life is the reasons why I've not been doing many videos, or reason why I've let my ants get so dirty, because I just haven't had the time to spend on them. To be fair, it's been very much like a very much like I just do the bare minimum to feed the ants to keep them alive. I mean, I'm obviously not doing anything wrong with that, because if you're seeing my ants, they're still growing really well. Yeah, it is. I find it's easy. It keeps the heat in as well. Yeah, no, it doesn't scratch the glass or plastic at all, mate. Oh, guess what? I actually got my Tylanith, or whatever it is, to move out that crappy test tube, and I've got them in a nice new one as well. These girls are thoroughly boring. I mean that in the most endearing way possible, I swear. They look cool, and when you see them on pictures and stuff like that, you think, do you know what? They're awesome. They look really cool, because you can't really see, because the quality of this live stream is complete underpants, is that they've got really big, cool majors, like a massive head there and stuff like that. They do look really cool, but they're just so inactive. I mean, literally, they're really inactive. I could never, ever do a video of these by themselves, because there is absolutely nothing to talk about. Nothing. They just do nothing. This is it. And it's to the point of where I have to literally put their food in these, because otherwise they won't go out into the outworld to get it. They obviously go into the outworld at some point. They are predominantly nocturnal, but I've never seen them in an outworld at all during the day. Ever. But like I said, they clearly do, because you've got dad worker there, so they obviously take the trash out into there. But like I said, I guess it is just them, innit? It's just the way they are. Cool to look at though. Make really cool pictures for Instagram posts though, but keeping ants and stuff, they're just not that interesting. I picked these up from Antcon, I think, from Ant Antics is where I think I got these from. That will do, because I don't want to go. Oh no, it won't do. That will do. Get the dead out. I think that's a 2 Queen Conley as well, by the way. How do they survive in the wild if they never forage? Now, they have only been found underneath tree bark. So they apparently eat seeds, fig seeds they like. I've put these seeds in, I've never seen them eat them once. But fig seeds are the way to go. Apparently they do feed off fig seeds, so they don't necessarily need to forage per se. Well, they will need to forage. But also, because they live underneath the bark of dead and rotting trees, the likelihood is there's going to be a lot of like little grubs and stuff underneath their feeding as well. So they might not necessarily need to go and look for the food because the food comes to them. So that might be another reason why they don't go out and forage that often, and they just stay as the blob that you can see in this live stream because of quality pants. So yeah, they might just, like I said, sit in that small little niche, let the food come to them and feed off like that. The truth is they've only been discovered in the wild a couple of years ago, so there's very little information on them at all. They, as you'll see, oh, in fact I've got some honey water here. You'll see they do react to disturbance and stuff. So let me just pop this out. Drop a bit of honey water in there, probably a little bit too much. Stick it in. Now if you watch that, you'll see they do react to it eventually. In fact, they've got a nice little pile of brood there actually. See the major's drinking from the honey water, so they will react to the honey water. This is generally how I feed them, because like I said, unless you put it in the tubes, that I've noticed, I mean, I've put some food in the outworld, but I don't ever see it get eaten. Doesn't mean they don't, just means I haven't seen it. But like I said, yeah, well, like I said, no one has discovered it recently. That's very true. I am no expert on these. This is just what I've read up on, and because they're such like a small niche of it. They are cool though. I just wish I had decent footage of it. I guess I could like do a video. This is more of a personal Conley rather than channel Conley that I show you when I do my lives and stuff. But I guess I could. I mean, I've got some. In fact, if you check out my Instagram page, I've got some really cool macro shots of these. So if it is something you want to look at, I mean, you can see how they're reacting to it now. They've got quite a few workers now paying attention. Oh, look, I've got a worker coming towards the entrance. Just like, this is where he normally puts the protein in. Where is it? Let's see if we can get some for him. Protein wise, all I do is feed them little nymph cockroaches. And obviously the carbohydrates you can see there is what I do as well. Get out of the way. I want a big one. There we go. Here you go. You look big and juicy. Just pissed off my mate. So just dispatch this roach. I think this roach is going to be a bit too big for the hole. Damn it, it is. Never mind. Just cram that bad boy in there. Like I said, I've had this off, but I don't need to worry about them running off anywhere because they're just so inactive. There you go. They don't even grow. I think they only grow to a couple of hundred workers max. In fact, you can see the brood there a little bit. Very badly for you guys. There is a nice pile of brood. That is generally the consistent size that I get. Like I said, they're cool looking. Check out my Instagram page. That isn't a nymph to them, actually, you're right. Check out my Instagram page with these because I've got some cracking photos on there. But anyway, I'll move swiftly on. In fact, I've not checked these for a long time. They need some water. These are another really docile species. These are the shield ants, fluffy shield ants, or the now famed ant Canadas. I've discovered a new species ants. Yeah, they've always had elites. They've got drones. They've got queens. This is a 1 queen Connolly. Come on, guys, get off so I can clean you out. They are so docile. It's oh sugar. They're so docile. It's unreal. I have never seen such a calm ant in my life. I mean, literally, you could pick them up, and their speed of running around is. No, I'll show you what I mean. Right, I've got a little escapee here. No, try and pick her up. Not bothered at all. She'll just keep. Yeah, just keep going on in my life. Where is it? There she is. Just keep going on. Oh look, there's another one. Here we go. Just try and pick her up. Like, not bothered. Not running around like a lunatic. Happy as days. Such a calming ant. Such a calm ant. You'll never meet another one. Another ant so calm. There we go. So I need to change one of these test tubes out because I've got no water. The middle one's getting it just because it's got the least amount of workers in it. It has got a young queen in there. Just pop that in like that. Doesn't even need pressure. Just hold it back. Drop one. It's not the end of the world. Tap this all into the outworld. These only go to about 500. I think this is about as... I don't know, to be fair. I got them so long ago, I can't remember. And they only feature on my lives because they're so, yet again, docile and uninteresting. They only grow to, I'd say, about 500 strong. My Connolly's pretty much consistently been at this size for a long while. They don't do a lot at all. They don't go crazy. There's not a lot of filming to do for them. So a bit like my Tylanus, I just let them get on with their lives and leave them to it, to be fair. Very occasionally feature them in my channel. In fact, I've never featured them in my channel at all. I only feature them on my live videos because there's not a lot going on with them. Which is cool. I mean, if you like easygoing ants that you need to convince your partner that are never going to escape, these are your girls. They have never made an overall huge effort to try and get out. Even though, they've never done anything. They don't try and escape, not I've noticed. Hi, Crystal. They just get on with their lives. So if you want an easy ant to break your wife into, or your boyfriend into keeping ants, I'll talk about Elspinosa in a second, mate. If you want to break them into ants easy, these are the ones you need to get, because they see these like just chilling, doing nothing. You know, life's too easy for them. Look, watch this. Boop, 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 boop. No craziness, no losing the marbles. Just like, what is this dude doing? We're just trying to chill in the outworld, get us work on a suntan. Nothing. These are the ants you want to convince your parents, that it's okay to keep ants, exotic ants. They're just so chilled. There's that queen just over there and towards the back of the outworld is you'll see my message in a second, mate. Just chilling. Yeah, this is the nature of them. I'm actually looking for something particular but I can't find it, so I might just put a fresh test tube complete fresh test tube on there. Yeah, is this one of the Kushi ones? No, it's too big, too small. Where is it? Oh, I can't. I'm trying to find my little hook. It's like a dental hook to get the words are hard. Get the cotton wool out of this test tube so I can put water back in it, but I can't see what I've done with any of it. Where's that box gone of clean stuff? Oh my god. It's not a big room, and I still lose things in here. Probably need to tidy up a bit better, but it's not the point. Alright, I'm going crazy. I can't see it. gaff it in the egg. I've got a disused Venus nest, so I'm robbing the test tube out of there for this. How many ants do I currently have? Good question, well put. I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, about 18 different colonies at the moment. So I've cut down a lot because I did have 30 at one point. All of them are different species as well. I've not doubled up any of my species at all. So yeah, I've got a few. Now when it comes to moving house, it is going to be an epic nightmare. I don't know how I'm going to go about it yet, to be fair, because if you look at the setups that I've got, they're not small. I'll have to obviously break them down and move them. It should be a quick movement, so I shouldn't really stress the queens out too much, but you know what it's like. Oh, crumbs. Now, it's not in the hole properly. That's not the first time you've heard that, ladies, is it? There we go. Looks like I trapped a drone in there. No dramas though. Probably the easiest ants to clean out as well. Just grab a load. If you get any workers, it doesn't matter because they don't go crazy. I've got a drone there. Pop him back in. Got a wingless female there as well. As far as I'm aware, they're not known for inbreeding or anything like that, so it's probably just a queen, a female that the queen that's not been bred has just pulled her wings off to act as a worker before she dies. I've noticed a couple of species of ants do that as well. My Messer, Minor Hesperium, they do that. You'll probably see a couple of them cutting around in a bit when it comes to cleaning them out. That'll do for these for now. I've already rocked their world a lot. Let's get back on these girls. You guys got any more questions, by the way? Got any questions, ask away, I don't mind. I answer most questions honestly. Right, let me put this over here. Ooh. I guess they got out. Right, where are you all? This is just the shield ants again. Oops. Little pains. Oh, that test tube's there for a reason as well. The other day these got out actually. My Messer, not Messers. My Nico's got out. They chewed through the cotton wool at the back of the Ants Canada Outworld, which we all know my feelings on that, so I won't go into about Outworld much. yeah, and they just got out everywhere. It was nightmarish. Now I'm gonna have to try and get this out without. Oh being quiet because I'm trying not to drop this because it's awkward to pick up and move. Somebody asked how my Camponotus paresis were getting on, or however how you pronounce it. I pronounce it wrong, who cares? I'm not hibernating my messes. It's very hit and miss where about hibernating messes. Sometimes some people say yes, some people say no. My messes last year never showed any signs that they wanted to hibernate. So I didn't hibernate them and they've been fine. So we all knew they're in this outworld. This outworld, the barrier doesn't matter how many times I reapply it, they just walk over it now. Realistically speaking, I need to take that barrier off, start again with it, and it'll be fine. But I couldn't because every time we open it, hundreds were tens were escaping. So I attached this so I could feed these in this outworld for a little bit, and they're just chilling in there at the moment. So yeah, paresis, awesome. They've pretty much evac into the tunnels. But yeah, this is them. Such a pretty ant. These are by far got to be the most underrated ants in the anting universe because they are absolutely gorgeous. You won't see with this, with your resolution that you've got on this live stream, but I can tell you from here, they just look so silky and gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I love them. And by God, did they put up one hell of a fight against my Solenopsis. They absolutely fought their little hearts out. So fair play to them. Such pretty ants. I've not seen the queen for a while, to be fair. But there is some small brood there, so I'm not too worried. She's here somewhere. Oh, is that her there? Yeah, it looks like her. Let me have a look. Oh, yeah. Definitely looks like her. So, yeah, they're doing all right. They're doing all right. Need to get some water in there, though. Anyway, I wonder if I can push these back so you can see what I'm doing. Helps if you zoom out as well. Hopefully, this won't be too much. Because as soon as I open this, they just bum rush out of it. Just put this behind there so you can see what I'm doing. Now, this is the Antboy UK outworld, and to tell you the truth, it's Solenopsis proof at the moment anyway, because when they did escape, they couldn't get into this. And I know that what's his name, JB the colonialist, he used to keep his Solenopsis in these outworlds, bigger versions of it obviously, but he used to keep his in there, and they didn't do too badly. Yeah, I need to be quick here. Yeah, there they go. They're coming, they're coming, they're coming, they're coming. Yeah. Let's see how I get on with this one. Well, that whole barrier doesn't last long, did it? Yeesh. And they've got a jelly pot in there at the moment, but it looks like it's about done, so I'm going to put some honey water in here as well. Let's top up their water, which is much badly needed. Antish, I'm not sure if I said hi, but hi, mate. Where's the water? Oh, one got out. How'd you get out, you little turd? Don't go that way. Come, cut, stop. She's gone underneath the outward now. Oh, there she is. Oh my God, come on. Oh my god, no, this is jump. That didn't work out well. Escape ants are cute. Yeah, you say that now, matey, but you've seen what happened to my my Geminata. Sign out. Cancel. Go away. They're not cute at all. I've got to get back in there to get the bloody water back in. Don't know how I'm going to do that. Do not know how I'm going to do that. Because this is the issue I've got, is they just escape. Oh, there's the queen. She's alive. There she is. Ooh. Shine a light on these. I tell you what, if you want a decent setup for these, you want a nice big open terrarium where you, nice big open outworld, so you can get light directly shining on it, because you can't see it here, but with the quality of the filming, but they literally look so silky, and they'll just shimmer in the light. Maybe going forward I'll look at a setup like that, because that would be cool as. They're just cool. So slow growing, but once they get settled, they're really cool. I just neglect them a little bit too much because, well, with all my ants recently. Anyway, I'm going to leave it. In fact, no, somebody asked about my leaf cutters. I don't know who it was. I've forgotten now. So I will quickly show my leaf cutters, just in case you haven't seen them already. Then I'm going to go because I want to plod on with feeding them and stuff like that. But anyway, so like I was saying before, this is my leaf cutters. The fungus has got absolutely awesome. It's practically filling this now. I think if I feed them another 2 times, this will be full. And bear in mind, when I fill it up, I fill that full of leaves. Not like packed, but I fill it full of leaves, so they've got plenty. This is another one I'm going to worry about if I go on holiday as well. But yeah, the fungus is doing really well, considering it nearly died off completely, so it was so small that the queen couldn't get out, couldn't hide in the fungus. To now, I'm really pleased. Got some nice brood on the top there. I think you can just see it. Just see it down here. Oh, messes. Sorry. Yes, my messes. There's my dog. Say hi, May. Messes. Very messy. The diverses, I'm not talking about them because I'm doing a video about them tomorrow. Tonight, I'm going to edit it for tomorrow's release. So you'll be able to see about my Caribera tomorrow. It looks messy in there, but I'm going to clean it out anyway. But I need to reapply the barrier. I need to clear the sides off and reapply the barrier, because as soon as I open it, they get out. So that needs to be done. This outworld is practically dead. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh no, Hood, is this bad news about your messes? Are they dying? No, they're not. It's fine. It's fine. Really, look. If you look here, they're going to send them crazy doing this, but oh, they are. Oh, the quality is pants. I'm sorry. They're doing really well. They're really packed out of that. They really like these nests as well, these smart nests. But what's interesting is they're more happier with the red filter and they are in a black filter. Go fish. So messes that can't see in the, they can see red spectrum, prefer it in the red spectrum, and they do the black, where it's all blacked out. Don't ask me why. I don't know why they've all gathered in here as well. Anyway, they're about out of seeds as well by the looks of it as well, so I need to give them a load of seeds. Might disconnect that outworld so I can give it a good clean out and apply a new barrier. No, they've not escaped. No escapees at all. I think they've just all bum rushed into this outworld, its nest for some reason. I've no idea why. No idea why at all. Oh my word, look at that. You won't be able to see it with this. Oh, you can. Can you see it? Yeah, can't see it on the live stream because it's a bit fuzzed out. Because, yeah, again, the quality's pants. But if you look there, this is the tube and it's all jagged. Is it warmer? I don't think so. What's the temperature say on there? 25.3 and humidity is 76. 25.5, humidity is 60. I don't humidify it anymore. They regulate their own humidity. So yeah, why they're just lurking in that nest and not the other one, no idea. Because this is the first time I've noticed them do this. The
generally been divided between the two nests, with majority in this one. I don't know why they're just cutting around here, to be honest. Why they're just cutting around in this one for the round, to be honest, I don't know. I might humidify this a little bit and see if it gets to move back in. Messes being messes, they don't like being disturbed at the best of times, and I've not had them off this shelf for a long time. I don't feed them very often because I normally stack them up on seeds and stuff. I just make sure that the test tube, which is now dry, is full of water, so I keep them ticking over, as it were. But yeah, they're doing all right. I don't know how big they are, 1,000, 2,000 maybe. I don't know. They're really rammed in, that one though. Really, really rammed tightly in together. I mean, it looks a bit fuzzy from you, but this is practically what I'm seeing as well. It's just so dark. I'm getting some new Conleaves, and I mentioned them before, so you might have to check my other videos. I don't want to mention them now because I'm literally not paid for them. I've got the invoice to pay for them, and so I'll be doing that today. But I want to show you them next week because it is a species that I'm kind of excited and also dreading about. So there is a good reason for that. Some of you might know what I'm talking about anyway, some of you might not. But yeah, I don't want to talk about it. But they're the only answer I'm getting. Because I'm moving house, when I sell this house anyway, when I'm moving house, I don't want to move loads and loads of Conleys. So I'm not replacing ones that die at the moment or anything like that. So yeah, no, not harps. I'm not telling you what they are, but I'll tell you what they're not, but I'm not telling you what you are. Yeah, so I'm keeping quiet about that at the moment. But yeah, I've got new Conleys coming. Alright, let's do this. There we go. So yeah, my messes are doing fine. I need to do another video on my messes, to be fair. Obviously you've got my Mr. Miners here as well. They've got plenty of seeds, need some more water as well. Small bit of brood. That's the only fertile queen. I know she's the only fertile queen because she doesn't come out of there really. But there is queens cutting around. Is that one there? Yeah, you can just see there. That's the wingless queen. She'll be a worker, acting as a worker. They don't live very long. They die fairly quickly. And I know that's my fertile queen because she's always around the brood that she's got as well. I don't know if I hibernate these. I need to check it up on them, or dispause anyway. Yeah, I've not looked at these for a long time. Seems to be doing okay. These are my noders, running around because I've just disturbed them. Seems to be doing okay. I really need to clean them out because they're absolutely disgusting. But yeah, again, I haven't because I've been naughty with all my ants. Yeah, and I need to get them off this shelf. If they're up on this shelf, I neglect them. I just feed them and forget about them. So I need to kind of move them down a bit. What I need to do is clear this mess out and get another desk there. Then I can put all them on there and I'll be able to see, well, put my terrarium in the corner, then put them all round here. So I can have some more workspace again. But yeah, plans going forward. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking rubbish because what I'm actually achieving is not. I've done a live stream. The whole point was to watch you guys while I clean out, and I've done that a little bit because I get distracted and start talking about stuff. I'm not actually doing what I need to do. So what I'm going to do is say goodbye and look forward to my video tomorrow. It's got every intention to get that completed today, tonight, take the footage for it and stuff, so you guys can see that. Hopefully it'll be a good video. Anyway, I'm going to go. Love you all. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching, by the way. Bye. Oh, it's still live. What am I doing? Sugar.